What's up? Mukite here, and I've been running around erratically doing Tekken and Street Fighter and Gundam every day, DC Universe, Aliens. Now that I messed around and picked up Lord of the Rings, I branched out, started reading some Star Wars like yesterday, the day before. What else was I reading? I need to get on to Star Trek. I want to catch up with Star Trek. I'm downloading games and deleting them before I can even play them. But anyway, I just finished the book. I'm gonna show you. Check this out. I just finished this book. This is my bookmark. It took me forever to read this. I was looking on my web page here, and it says I had my playthrough Middle Earth Salvation. It was all between a year ago and 11 months ago. So it was all exactly a year ago, because I did it for like 2 or 3 months. Middle Earth Salvation was a playthrough featuring Lord of the Rings games and unboxings and books. So I just made a post on my Facebook page. I said, it took me forever to read this. Now I gotta read like 13 more books before I start buying books again to continue with the Tolkien series. So just now I said, well, let me see how many books I really literally do have to read, because it might be like 13. So I went through my stuff. I probably got 1 or 2 floating around that I didn't find, because I just kind of ran through real fast and found them. So let's count them. Counting this, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, because I'm going to reread this series. I read The Hobbit, The Fellowship, and I believe I'm at the end of the Two Towers. I still have to do Return of the King. But yo, I'm telling you, man, if I was a booktuber, I would love to do a review on this book. Man, I'm telling you. Alright, it talks about creation, a creation story. And it talks about deities that were like subjects of God. Really, they were aspects of his thoughts, aspects of God that became manifest. Sort of like the Bible said, God spoke things into creation, let there be light and stuff. His thoughts were becoming physical. They were manifestations of them. So some of them got naughty and got seduced by dark side and stuff, and it all led to, it's a creation story. It was a war going on in the forming of the earth, in the earth's roots. And one thing that really blew my mind when I read it was when it said that there were aspects of creation that were already completed that were destroyed in the beginning wars. There were things that were supposed to be present in our lifetime that were deleted because of this war between good and evil. And the characteristics that attributed the enemy to havent sound really realistic from stuff that I've been going through, because I'm a little crazy too. I got a little war going on constantly in my mind too. But the enemy, I don't understand how he can, what possessed him to think of some of the stuff he did. Like it said, the enemy doesn't create anything. All it does is make mockeries and ridicule and insult and make mockeries out of things that's already there. And man, I was like, good God, how could he nail some of that stuff? But anyway, it gives an overview of a lot of the stories that are in the Tolkien universe, and it talks about what happens. And even though it was spoiler alert for a lot of stuff, I can't wait to get into each and every. I'm going to tear this series apart. I'm hyped about Tolkien now. And I'm in the middle of an Alien playthrough and Fallout. So let's see some of these books we got. We have The Book of Lost Tales 1. And now, I looked up, I think what I was going for when I bought these, you gotta Google this. It's called The History of Middle Earth Books in Order. And I think it starts with Book of Lost Tales. So I believe that's what I was going for. I got a lot of them in order like that. But I saw some that was off that list. Maybe I had to skip some because they were expensive. That might have been it. I didn't cruise the list to see why I'm missing some of those. Book of Lost Tales 1. I can't reach this. Book of Lost Tales 1. Delays of Balerion. The Book of Lost Tales 2. The Lost Road and other writings. I want to know what he has to say. I am interested. The Shaping of Middle Earth. The Treason of Isengard. And the last part of the Silmarillion, talking about the Rings of Power in the Third Age. Oh my God, it talks about the stuff we saw in the movies. It throws so much vital information. Like it says, Saruman, the servant, Saruman the White. You know how they say he had birds watching for him? They was like, get low, the bird's coming. Well, it revealed that before Radagast the Brown, which is another one of the wizards, you got Saruman, you got Radagast the Brown, the one that taught the animals, and you got what's his name, Gandalf. But it said there were other wizards like them that went to different lands, and they aren't mentioned in his stories. They might be, but not in this story anyway. You got Beren and Luthien. That's one that I actually started because I'm a sucker for this love story, this whole concept of a love story between an elf and a human. So I'm on page 74 of that. Beren and Luthien. I'm probably going to have to start it over. So I did start that. Treason of Isengard, Beren and Luthien. Let's go to the second stack. We got The History of Lord of the Rings, Part 3, The War of the Ring. Sauron Defeated. I want to read this even though I got a feeling it's going to be boring because I already got the spoilers. The Fall of Gondolin. The Return. Come on, focus, baby. The Return of the Shadow. The Children of Hurin. Come on, man. Don't start with this whole can't focus on the book thing. The Children of Hurin. And one more. This isn't really a book. It's Tolkien's World of Bestiary. I forgot I even had this until a few seconds ago. I seen it sticking out the bottom and I knew to grab it. I said, that's a Tolkien book there. I grabbed it. I don't know what this is. What's it talking about? Aragon in the walls of Khazad-dûm. Oh, Khazad-dûm, the Dwarven place from Rings of Power. But yeah, so that's like a lot of books. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 Tolkien books, and I just read one. That's 18 I got, and I got to order the rest of them in this series. So yeah, that's all I'm on to. Just getting hyped about this, a TBR that I'll probably never make any headway on. But the thing is, it took me an entire year, it seems, to read this Silmarillion, because my playthrough is only a year old, 12 months exactly. So it took me a whole year to read that book. I really got to pick up the pace. All right, Miyuki, take him out.